Hello there, friends. I wanted to tell you about what I did on my Christmas vacation. I'm not the bird, but he's pretty. I spent the night aboard the 1936 luxury liner, the Queen Mary. Legend has it, she was originally going to be named the Queen Victoria, but when the directors of the ship went to King George for his blessing, saying that they wanted to name it after England's greatest queen, which would have been his grandmother, he said, "Oh, my wife will be delighted that you're naming the ship after her." And so she became the Queen Mary. As you're watching this video, keep an eye out for Weirdsley. That's him. It won't be the last time you see him. Try to count how many times he appears in this video. That's twice so far. Even the bathrooms of each personal cabin are decorated with vintage flourishes to celebrate the Queen Mary's history as one of the world's greatest ocean liners. During her heyday, celebrities, royalty, and dignitaries might have stayed in rooms very similar to this one. But even the public restrooms are classy here on the Queen Mary. Walking these halls, it's easy to get swept away by nostalgia. Yeah, he's feeling it. Looking around here, you would never suspect that her original construction was actually plagued with economic hardships, setbacks that were brought on by the Great Depression. However, the Cunard Line spared no expense, as you can see here, in bringing the Queen Mary, originally titled Project 534, into being. As night falls, the Queen Mary begins to take on a mysterious ambiance, and during this time of year, you can enjoy chill at the Queen Mary, a Christmas carnival for the whole family. Here, among the twinkling lights, you can drink in some much-needed holiday cheer. Just take a stroll around and let the season overcome you. Here in the North Pole Village, you can check if you're on Santa's nice list, or go to visit Santa and Mrs. Claus at the Christmas cottage. But we didn't get a chance to do that because, well, honestly, I'm a sucker for a carnival ride. And and then there's the hot cocoa with marshmallows and whipped cream and ice cream. Oh yeah, of course, Alice in Winterland. This Lewis Carroll-inspired holiday adventure takes you into Wonderland's more festive side, where you can walk among giant lanterns inspired by the zany worlds in the Alice in Wonderland books. Here, Alice's adventures continue anew as she finds herself transported into a brand new world, that world being Winterland. Travel down the icy tunnel and through the frosty forest, and you'll find yourself in a mirror maze. Find your way through safely, and you'll be deposited into the Hall of Doors. Which one will you choose? There's a different adventure behind each. Turn the handle, and you may find yourself in a candy-coated world of festive fun. It's a tight fit, but if you can squeeze your way through, you'll be rewarded by giant candy canes, gingerbread men, and an assortment of cookies and treats, all waiting for you. Among the familiar faces you'll see are the Dormouse, who appears larger than life in this 14,000 square foot experience. you might find yourself strolling through the Mad Hatter's workshop or paying a visit to one very wise caterpillar. From the talking flower garden to the bread and butterflies and even Humpty Dumpty sitting on his wall, all ways may be the Queen's ways, but no matter which way you go, there'll be something you can feast your eyes upon. That's right, the Queen of Hearts is here, along with the Cheshire Cat, and the all-new Queen of Diamonds, who you may not have met before, guarded by Tweedledee and Tweedledum. And if you're feeling adventurous, well, why not take a try at ice tubing? I did. That's me. But truly, the Queen Mary is a wonderland in and of herself. As you wander the decks by day or night, there's endless amounts of sights that you can see. By far, one of the most breathtaking sights on the Queen Mary is the Observation Bar and Art Deco Lounge, and not just because of the drinks that you can get there. The bar, as it stands today, is very much unchanged from the way that it would have been in the actual 1930s when the Queen Mary took to the seas. When you saddle up to the bar, don't forget to take a look at the original artwork that still hangs there. After a cocktail or two, step outside and get a breath of fresh air on the actual observation deck itself. While there, don't forget to peer over the sides to see an authentic Soviet submarine from the Cold War era, the B-427, a Foxtrot-class diesel attack submarine. In fact, the Queen Mary was drafted into service herself during World War II, which is why you'll see a 40mm anti-aircraft gun placed on her decks. Though she served primarily as a transport vessel for troops. Still, if ever put in harm's way, this gun has a range of 3,000 to 5,000 yards. Queen Mary is sometimes called the Ship of Beautiful Woods because of the wonderful veneers that have been used on board. These beautiful woods are some of the rarest in the world, several being extinct in the modern era. This work of marquetry on the walls contains 56 woods, one for each of the British colonies. There's always something to surprise or delight you aboard the Queen Mary. Be it the spectacular architecture, the stunning views, or even little hidden gems like the Queen's Salon. Here, first-class passengers could play under a trio of golden onyx fireplaces. In this salon, you can see an original carved gesso entitled Unicorns in Battle. This is the work of Alfred J. Oakley and Gilbert Baines, and still stands to this day. These mirrors have a rosy golden tint to them to combat the effects of seasickness on the complexion, as Queen Mary's other nickname was the Rolling Mary, due to the uniquely curved shape of her hull. When you've had your fill of all this decadence, why not take a trip below decks to go visit the engine room? Down here, in the very bowels of the ship, you can truly appreciate how much effort it took to get the Queen Mary up and running every day.